Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 21st. Here's what we're working on.
I'm Simone Gavros reporting live from Hamilton's waterfront. Family and friends have organized a search party for a missing Hamilton woman who hasn't been seen in over a week.
Mayor Andrea Horvath unveils a Hold the Line City of Hamilton budget.
And Burlington's Victoria Mboko advances to round 3 at the Australian Open. Good morning, and while Mboko remains red hot down under, we're still trying to warm up from this deep freeze.
So cold.
But there is some good news, Brian?
Yeah, there is some good news. I'm still thawing out from filling up my gas tank yesterday.
I decided to wait until today. I saw the forecast for today, and I'm like, -2, it's going to be warm.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot milder today. Good plan for today. I couldn't yesterday because I was on fumes, so I just had to fill up. But yeah, today actually is going to be milder. We should hit -1, break out those shorts. Wow. Here we go. Okay, but we are going to get some snow. So yeah, we have about 5 centimeters of snow in the forecast generally for the day today. Some areas, like there's a snowfall warning in effect for Toronto, for Brantford, and Brant County, and for Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo region. They could get 5 to 10 centimeters of snow and blowing snow for the day today. But generally, we're looking at about 5 centimeters for the Horseshoe. But yeah, milder today, -1, thankfully. Wind chill about -7. It's going to get colder. We'll get some more snow tonight, maybe 2 to 4, and then tomorrow will be colder still. So we'll talk about all of that. By the way, we're -11 degrees right now. We have a wind chill of -17. So yeah, it's a cold start to our morning here. Checking traffic this morning. As usual, 2 minutes after 6 o'clock, there's nothing going on. 403 and Waterdown Road. We'll start with our exclusive camera right there. Looks good at the moment. To some MTO traffic cameras, see if we can spot anything. Grays Road, Stony Creek, no problems. Same with the top of the Skyway. Same with Appleby Line, doing fine. So we'll continue to watch weather and traffic. We'll give you the details coming up, as usual, in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. A search party for a missing Hamilton woman who disappeared last week is taking place today as family and friends grow increasingly concerned for her well-being. Simone Gavros joins us live from Hamilton's waterfront, where the search will be taking place. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. The search for 58-year-old Dorota Pruszewski is going to be happening here. It's going to be organized and starting around 9:30 at Williams Cafe near Pier 8. And family and friends have been posting about her disappearance on Facebook, just looking for any answers that people can provide as they are looking to find her today once they start their search. It's going to be taking place starting here 9:30 until around 11. Now, again, police have posted about her disappearance last week, and they say that Dorota was last seen leaving her house last Tuesday, not too far from here near Ferguson Avenue and Burlington Street East. Police initially said they believe she was in the area of Pier 8, Catherine Street North, and Guys Street East. Now, she's described as a white woman around 5'5" with a slim build, shoulder-length reddish-brown hair. Police say she was possibly wearing a long silver-gray winter jacket with fur on the hood, as well as a black toque and black ankle boots. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Now, this is a volunteer search today, and the family and friends are inviting the community members to join in. They are asking people, if you are coming today, make sure you dress for the elements, and of course, let anyone know if you do see Dorota. For now, this thing's back over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much, Simone. A murder suspect in Smithville is facing 25 additional charges of sexual abuse. Niagara police say the new charges follow a parallel investigation into the death of 62-year-old Kathy Proshi. She was found dead in her Smithville home in April of 2024. Months later, 44-year-old Joseph Vilnius was charged with first-degree murder in her death. Now he faces 25 more charges, including voyeurism and child sexual assault. Proshi's 56-year-old sister Carolyn was charged with first-degree murder in the case last summer.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to meet with investors today at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland after receiving a rare standing ovation at the forum yesterday. His speech, which is making news around the world, called for unity among middle power countries while taking a strong stance against the United States. Carney emphasized the need for coalitions to survive and said negotiating bilaterally with the country leads to weakness and subordination. Carney's message was also a show of support to Greenland.
In a world of great power rivalry, the countries in between have a choice: compete with each other for favor, or to combine to create a third path with impact.
U.S. President Donald Trump is set to arrive at the World Economic Forum today, where he'll meet with what he calls, quote, the various parties regarding Greenland. When asked how far he would go to acquire the territory, Trump said, quote, you'll find out.
The parents of a 19-year-old BC woman found dead on an Australian beach say they've been told it could take up to 10 days to determine how she died. An autopsy is set for today after the death of 19-year-old Piper James, who was from Campbell River, BC. Her body was found on Monday, surrounded by about 10 dingoes on an island beach. That island has seen a series of dingo attacks, including the fatal mauling of a 9-year-old in 2001 and an incident 3 years ago where a jogger was chased into the surf and attacked by wild dogs.
The United States has now seized a 7th oil tanker in the Caribbean. The seizure was announced on social media with this video. It's part of what President Donald Trump has called a blockade of sanctioned vessels carrying oil from Venezuela. The operation is being conducted by the U.S. military, Department of Homeland Security, and the Justice Department. Military officials say the seizure demonstrates their resolve to make sure that any oil leaving Venezuela is leaving properly and lawfully.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted U.S. President Donald Trump's invitation to be part of the so-called Board of Peace. The Trump administration plans to create a committee that will oversee the rebuilding of Gaza. Trump suggested the board could potentially replace the United Nations. Leaders from dozens of other countries, including China and Russia, have also received invitations to the board. Prime Minister Mark Carney has agreed, in principle, to join it. Iran has issued its most direct threat yet against the United States as a violent crackdown on anti-government protesters continues. Iran's foreign minister warns the Islamic Republic could fire back with everything it has if Iran comes under renewed attack. His comments come as U.S. fighter jets and other military equipment appear to be moving into the Middle East. Iran's invitation to the World Economic Forum was rescinded over the crackdown against protesters. Activists say more than 4,000 protesters have been killed. Service on a commuter rail line in rail network in Spain has been suspended after a second deadly train crash in as many days. The latest crash happened overnight outside of Barcelona. Heavy rain caused a containment wall to fall onto the tracks, killing the train's driver. 37 passengers were injured, 4 of them seriously. Spain is already in 3 days of mourning after 2 high-speed trains collided in the south of Spain, killing 42 people. The second of 2 astronauts stuck on the International Space Station for months is retiring. Sunny Williams ended up staying nearly 10 months on the ISS after a planned week-long visit last year. There were mechanical issues with the Starliner vehicle bringing her and fellow crew member Butch Wilmore back. He retired last summer. Williams joined NASA in 1998 and set several spaceflight records. She logged 608 days in space, completing 9 spacewalks.
Burlington's Victoria Mboko has punched her ticket to round 3 of the Australian Open.
Performance from the 19-year-old.
The Canadian tennis phenom dominated American Katie McNally 6-4, 6-3, winning the match in 1 hour and 32 minutes in Melbourne. Mboko trailed 3-love in the second set before winning the last 6 games of the match, punctuating the victory with her only ace. The 17th-seeded Mboko will face number 14 Clara Tauson of Denmark in the next round. After suffering back-to-back losses against the Lakers and Clippers, the Raptors needed a spark as they faced Steph Curry and the Warriors, and Toronto got one.
2:27 to go. Here's Quickly. Ties his career high. He's got a 40-piece.
Emmanuel quickly scored 40 points and added 10 assists as the Raps stopped their two-game slide with an impressive 145-127 win at Golden State. Curry scored just 16 points as the Warriors had their four-game winning streak stopped. The Raps visit Sacramento later on tonight. The Sabres got back on track in the Music City. 19-year-old Konsta Helenus scored his first NHL goal and assisted on a couple of others as Buffalo jumped out to a 4-0 lead and beat Nashville 5-3. Noah Ostlund added 2 goals as the Sabres earned their third win in 5 games. 37-year-old James Reimer made 21 stops to pick up his first win for the Senators, who stopped a 2-game slide with a 4-1 victory over Columbus. The former Maple Leafs goalie signed with Ottawa as a free agent on January 12th. Cole Caulfield scored the winning goal with 15 seconds left in regulation to lift Montreal to a 4-3 win over Minnesota. The victory keeps the Habs 3 points behind Tampa Bay for top spot in the Atlantic Division. Elsewhere, the Jets bounced the Blues 3-1 and the Devils topped the Oilers 2-1. You can check the ticker for all the scores. Lexi Agia scored Seattle's first ever shorthanded goal as the expansion Torrent stormed back to beat the Scepters 6-4. Now, Toronto led 2-0 just 3 minutes into this game before Seattle mounted their comeback. Meantime, Ottawa coughed up a 3-0 lead against New York before Sarah Wozniewicz scored in overtime to give the Charge a 4-3 win over the Sirens. Italy's national hockey team revealing its rosters for the upcoming Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. And the women's squad includes Hamilton's Laura Fortino. The 34-year-old dual citizen won 2 medals at the Olympics and 6 at the Worlds for Canada and is currently playing in the Italian Hockey League. Hamilton's Cristiano Di Giacinto, who went to Sherwood High School, will suit up for the men's hockey team. Hamilton Tiger Cats have signed defensive back Caleb Hayes. The 26-year-old transferred from Oregon State to BYU and has spent time with the NFL's Jaguars, Giants, Broncos, Packers, and Bears. Cats also inked defensive end Brian Ugwu, who went to Rutgers and Miami University in Ohio.
Just about 12 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Wednesday morning, 21st of January. Looking at traffic first of all, and of course, there's usually nothing happening, which is good. 403 and Waterdown Road, our exclusive camera right there, doing fine, so no problems. To St. Catharines, we'll start with the camera, MTO traffic camera, QEW east of Lake. So Niagara-bound traffic, or should we say Fort Erie-bound traffic coming towards us on that shot. Now Toronto-bound away from us, Grays Road, Stony Creek, 403 Junction looks good. The Ford plant, yeah, nothing going on. QEW at Cawthra, all doing fine. Temperature this morning, okay, we are so much better than what we had yesterday morning at this time. We were minus 16 with a wind chill of minus 27 yesterday morning. This morning, we're minus 9, so that's around seasonal for this time of year, so it's gotten better temperature-wise. It is mainly cloudy so far this morning. The snow is coming. It'll hit us mid-morning. For school today, we're looking at that snow settling in. 5 centimeters of snow generally for the Horseshoe is what we're looking at for today. And a milder high, we should hit -1 today. Let's look at the snow that's been moving into the area over the past 6 hours. You can see it's the blue. It's coming up at us from the southwest, just about into the Hamilton area, but a little later on this morning as that low pressure system goes by. Now notice the line, the red line, that's the leading edge of the milder air pushing its way through today. So milder temperatures today, but then the cold front, that's going to drop our temperatures. It won't be quite as cold as it was yesterday, thankfully, but it's going to get chillier as we continue through the rest of the week. Today, temperatures climbing to the freezing mark for Niagara, for Simcoe, Cayuga, but snow squalls quite possible. -1 for the rest of the Horseshoe, 5 centimeters generally. It's 10 possible for Toronto, Brantford, into Kitchener as well. Tonight, we could get another 2 to 4 centimeters, -5 to -7 degrees tonight, so that's above seasonal, but we will get some blowing snow, and as I said, 2 to 4 centimeters. And then tomorrow, bit of sunshine, but again, Niagara and Simcoe could get that 2 to 4 centimeters. The rest of us is just going to be flurries. Temperatures chillier tomorrow, -5 and -6, and that's below seasonal. So out the door, 21st of January, -9 is the temperature right now. Wind chill about -15, and it is mostly cloudy. Thankfully, the winds have died off nicely. We'll look at the long-range forecast for the upcoming weekend in a few minutes. Annette, right?
Ooh, a weekend.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And in business news, the first exports of Canadian canola seed and beef set to depart for China. 6:16 on your happy hump day. We are saying good morning to Emily with a preview of what's coming up in Chit Chat. What do you got?
Hi, good morning. A new Canadian teen drama series filmed in Central Ontario is coming to Netflix. Has to do with skating, and I know there are 2, maybe 3 people in our control room that will definitely be watching.
Okay.
Right.
Hamilton's Martin Short is finally getting a documentary of his own, and
it's
it's
about
going
time.
to be
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, right? It's been a while. And Sabrina Carpenter is the first performer announced for the 2026 Grammy Awards. We will discuss.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Emily. Business news in overseas trading this morning. The Canadian dollar is down slightly to 72.27 cents U.S. Gold is up $106 an ounce, while oil is down to $59.70 U.S. a barrel. In midday European markets, London is up slightly this hour, but there are losses in Frankfurt and Paris.
In Asian markets, Tokyo was down today, while Hong Kong and Shanghai posted modest gains. Now, when the markets reopen, let's see if they recover any. There was a beating yesterday. The TSX dropped 340 points, much larger losses on Wall Street.
First exports of Canadian canola seed and beef are set to depart for China soon after a new deal between Ottawa and Beijing. Agriculture Minister Heath MacDonald says a Chinese importer has ordered 60,000 metric tons of canola seed, and he's also aware of a company shipping its first load of Canadian beef to China. China lifted its ban on Canadian beef imports on Monday, a week after reducing tariffs on Canadian canola seed. It's also temporarily removed levies on canola meal, lobster, crab, and peas, while Ottawa made concessions on Chinese electric vehicle duties.
The Insurance Bureau of Canada says severe weather damage cost more than $2.4 billion last year alone. An ice storm last March in Ontario and Quebec tops the list of most expensive weather events in Canada in 2025. It was followed by wildfires in Flin Flon, Manitoba, and La Ronge, Saskatchewan in May, and storms across the prairies in August.
Netflix has reached a new milestone as it looks to buy part of Warner Brothers Discovery. In a letter to shareholders yesterday, Netflix reported it had more than 325 million global paid subscribers at the end of the fourth quarter of 2025. Now that's up from just over 301 million during the same period in 2024. According to the streaming service, its ad revenue exceeded $1.5 billion last year. Netflix also announced plans to raise its content spending this year by 10%.
OpenAI is trying to convince governments around the world to build more data centers, encouraging, of course, greater use of artificial intelligence. OpenAI suggests it could be used for things like education, health, and emergency preparedness. Through OpenAI for Countries, it wants to close the gap between nations with broad access to AI technology and nations that don't yet have capacity for it. It says AI systems are capable of more complex tasks than many people realize.
The Art Gallery of Hamilton is in for a major revitalization. The federal government is giving the gallery $950,000 to get the project started. An expansion will mean more space to show the thousands of pieces of art currently stored in vaults. Only 2% of the gallery's pieces are on display. There will also be better access to the art gallery and an expansion.
This existing building would exist with 20% added pushing out to Main Street. So there still would be that entrance on King Street, but now you'll have a proper entrance and, a whole large square for the people of Hamilton.
That's the CEO of the Art Gallery of Hamilton. Shelley Faulkner says when the addition is complete, they expect an extra 300,000 visitors a year. Construction could take between 5 to 10 years.
That is going to be amazing because it always is. If you don't know exactly where the entrance is, it's very difficult to find out how do I get into the art gallery.
Yeah, and only 2% of artifacts being shown.
Yeah.
Wow, get ready for a huge expansion.
Okay, we're taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with your traffic and your 7-day forecast. It is going to get warmer. And then we'll let him explain.
6:24 is the time on this 21st of January. Looking at the QEW and 7th and St. Catharines. Very light volume. Road conditions are pretty good this morning. Same with the top of the Skyway Bridge. Here's a look at Burl Oak. So Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us on that shot. Flip ahead to Lorne Park as you head toward Mississauga Road. That looks good. We'll dip into the 403 at Eglinton. Doing fine there. Highways to the north, particularly Highway 6 because of snow squalls coming off of Lake Huron. Highway 6 between Tobermory January and Wyerton closed, Highway 21 in the Amberley area, and highways around Wingham and Paisley are closed today. That's because of snow squalls, so be careful. All right, let's get to our temperatures that we have right now. Temperature has gone up. We were -11. Now we're sitting at -9, so much better than yesterday morning. So it'll be a milder day today. -11 for Mississauga, -8 Grimsby, and -7 for Toronto. So when we talk about seasonal temperatures, usually about this time of year, toward the end of January, it's -2 for the daytime high, -10 for the overnight low. Sun times and records for today as well. And for school today, we should climb to -7 by the first bell. The snow should begin by that time, and then we're going to hit -3 for after school. The temperature will continue to climb after that, but -3 for after school, and there will be some snow. So yeah, we're expecting about 5 centimeters for the day today, more for Toronto, for Kitchener, for Brantford, maybe as much as 10 centimeters, but -1, so that's a lot milder than yesterday. -6 overnight tonight. Tomorrow, temperature doesn't climb. It'll be -6 tomorrow. We'll get some more flurries. Wind chill, though, of -18, so it's going to be a lot colder tomorrow. And then again, it's a lot colder Friday and Saturday. -11, -12, bit of sunshine, and then we sit at -9 for Sunday and Monday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Well, this is a great news story. A teacher from Burlington's M.M. Robinson High School has received one of the highest honors in the country.
Heather Howell is one of 6 recipients of a Governor General's History Award, and hers is for excellence in teaching. She's been recognized for her innovative approach to history education, having students use traditional methods to grow vegetables and herbs to better understand life in the 19th century. The Heritage Garden Initiative saw students in M.M. Robinson's horticulture therapy program collaborate with museums in Burlington. The award comes with a $2,500 prize as well as $1,000 for the school itself. Howell says her job is a privilege.
Do you think they're just going to have a big pizza party with all the ingredients from what they've put in? That would be my plan.
That's really, like, she's one of those teachers that changes the course of someone's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
good for her.
Hopefully she'll be a guest on an upcoming Newsmakers podcast.
Yeah,
looking forward to chatting with her.
Well deserved.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning.